Good morning, students. In the previous session, we are studied about we are discussing about derivations regarding zero order reactions as well as first order reactions, and also it is some examples for zero order reaction, first order reactions, and pseudo first order reactions and definitions. And also it is half-life period for a zero order reaction and half-life period for first order reactions. And in this session here, we are mainly discussing about temperature dependence of the rate of the reaction. Then, what is the meaning of temperature dependence of the rate of reaction? The rate of a reaction also depends upon temperature. As temperature changes, the rate also changes or varies. This is. Then, temperature dependence of a reaction, dependence of rate of a reaction is clearly explained by Arrhenius scientist. And Arrhenius scientist gave here that is a the physical justification for this temperature dependence of a rate of reaction, and also it is interpretation regarding rate of reaction depending on temperatures. Then it has been observed that most of the chemical reactions here by the rise of temperature, that is by the increase of temperature to 10 Kelvin, increase of temperature to 10 Kelvin or 10 degrees Celsius, rate of the reaction also becomes doubles. Rate of the reaction becomes doubles. Okay, and this is also expressed here in the form of a temperature coefficient of reaction. The temperature coefficient of a reaction can be written as temperature coefficient is equal to here K T plus 10 Kelvin by K T. Here K T indicates the temperature, there is a rate constant at temperature T, and this is a rate constant at a temperature T plus 10. And this ratio is here, the most of the chemical reactions, this ratio nothing but this ratio is here, this is 2 to 3, this is 2 to 3. Most of the chemical reactions, the value of temperature coefficient is 2 here, and very few cases here, that is 3 here, the value of temperature coefficient is in between 2 to 3, this is. That means here, what is temperature coefficient? Temperature coefficient nothing but it is the ratio of rate constant of reaction at two different temperatures differ by 10 Kelvin. It is the ratio of temperature. It is the ratio of rate constants of a reaction at two different temperatures differ by 10 Kelvin temperature. This is called as temperature coefficient of reaction. The most of the chemical reactions here, temperature coefficient is 2 here. In a few cases, that is called as 3 degrees. This is called as a dependence of rate of a chemical reaction. That is, for every 10 degree rise in temperature, for every 10 degrees Celsius rise in temperature or this 10 Kelvin temperature, the rate of reaction becomes doubles. Okay. Then here to explain temperature dependence rate of reaction, here there are so many theories are there. It is one is collision theory or one is Arrhenius theory here. According to Arrhenius theory here, Arrhenius scientist gave there is physical clarification and also it is physical interpretation regarding effect of temperature and the rate of reaction. That is, according to Arrhenius equation here, K equal to A into e to the power minus A by RT. E indicates energy of activation. In this equation, E nothing but energy of activation or activation energy here, and R nothing but gas constant. R is gas constant, and T nothing but temperature in Kelvin. This is, and here A nothing but this is Arrhenius factor. A is called Arrhenius factor. This Arrhenius factor also called as pre-exponential factor. Pre-exponential factor here, and this free exponential factor here there is constant here for a specific reactions. For a specific reactions, it is constant. This value is constant, and K nothing but a rate constant. We know that here K is rate constant, A is Arrhenius factor or free exponential factor. The free exponential factor of this reaction is for a particular reaction is specific here, and it is constant, and E nothing but energy of activation, R is called gas constant, T is temperature. Then after this here, this is called Arrhenius equation here. The first temperature dependent of reaction is studied by it is Dutch chemist here, that is here Van 't Hoff, James Van 't Hoff, and Van 't Hoff here studied about temperature dependent of rate reaction, but the physical justification and interpretation is given by this Arrhenius here. This is called as Arrhenius equation. Then according to Arrhenius equation here, this is called as to understand Arrhenius equation, you must go for this some examples, taking examples. This is H2 plus I2 gives this is HI. H2 plus I2 gives HI. H2 plus I2 gives it is 2HI. For the formation of this is H2 plus I2 gives 2HI here. This H2 molecule and I2 molecule must collide properly here. After cohesion with properly with sufficient kinetic energy here, then they form intermediate complex, and that intermediate complex can be contained into these products. For example, this is H2, nothing but this is H, and this is molecules like this is H and H, and this is called as I. Here this is I. Then undergo collisions here. Then when these molecules here, this atom collide here like this to form HI, and this atom is collide to form HI, then you will get intermediate complex like this is HI, and this is called as H, this is I, and this is like this, and this is called as intermediate complex. And this intermediate complex undergo decomposes here, you will get this is HI, and also you will get HI. For the formation of this HI molecule here from reactants H2 and I2 here, they should satisfy two conditions. One is, and these molecules should have sufficient kinetic energy. These reactant molecules should have sufficient kinetic energy, and also should have proper orientation. And proper orientation of molecules and sufficient kinetic energy is leads to these effective collisions here. These effective collisions leads to formation of products. During formation of this product here, these reactants should form this intermediate complex here, and this is intermediate complex here. The amount of energy required to form intermediate complex is called as energy of activation. This is called energy of activation. Okay, and this is called unstable complex. This is intermediate complex here. The amount of energy, the kinetic energy required to form this intermediate complex is called as energy of activation. This is. Then after this one here, we have some graph regarding this potential energy versus reaction coordinate here. By using this concept here, we have one graph versus potential energy versus reaction coordinates. Then how do you draw this like this? This is called as, this is reaction coordinate versus this is called as potential energy. If you draw a potential energy versus a reaction coordinate, this is a potential energy versus reaction coordinate, we get a graph like this, like this. This is called as H2 plus I2 reactants here, and this is called as normal energy of reactant molecules. This is called as 2HI here. This is called as energy of this is products. This is the products. This is called the reactants here. This is the reactants, and this is called as a delta H, change in enthalpy here, and this is called as threshold energy. This is threshold energy here, and this here to here, this is called as this gap. This is called as energy of activation. Okay, and this is called as here to here. This is called as the threshold energy here. And energy of activation is equal to here threshold energy minus normal energy of reactant molecules, normal energy of reactant molecules, that gives energy of activation. And this is called as intermediate complex, formation of intermediate complex, that is called as this is a HI intermediate complex formation here. This is called activated complex, nothing but intermediate complex. Okay. When H2 and I2 here collide properly with the sufficient kinetic energy here, they are excited to form activated complex, and this activated complex gives product states, and all the collisions are not effective here, and the molecules which have sufficient kinetic energy, proper orientation here, they can be contained into product states. That's why for the formation of products here, the reactant molecule should satisfy two conditions. One is the molecule should have the molecules should have sufficient kinetic energy. Sufficient kinetic energy is one factor. Second factor is the molecule should have proper orientation. Proper orientation. Without proper orientation, here you are not getting effective collisions. And to become effective collisions, here these two conditions are important. Here the reactant molecule should have sufficient kinetic energy, and also here they should have proper orientation. These are the two conditions are necessary here for effective collisions to form the products. Then after this, this is called as energy of activation. Here, what is energy of activation? The minimum excess energy required for the reactant molecules to collide effectively and to form the products, that is called as energy of activation, or the amount of the energy required for the reactant molecules to become an activated complex, that is called as energy of activation. This type of diagram is also asking about it is potential energy versus reaction coordinates. Okay, this diagram also important. Then after this, here there is one more scientist like this Maxwell. There is James Clerk Maxwell, and also it is L. That is Boltzmann scientist. And Boltzmann scientist, and this is James Clerk Maxwell studied about temperature dependence of the rate of the reaction. According to Boltzmann and James Clerk Maxwell, here they gave a graphical representation of temperature dependence of rate of reaction here by using fraction of molecules possess maximum probability kinetic energy versus fraction of molecules having that this is fraction of molecules that is Ne by Nt. Here Nt nothing but total number of molecules, Ne nothing but number of molecules having a most probable kinetic energy. This is called as this is about kinetic energy axis. By kinetic energy versus fraction of molecules having, there is a fraction of molecules having most probable kinetic energy. This is, you will get diagram like this, graph like this. Get right. This is one of the graph it is. Here this is also like this. Here it is better to draw like this. This is a graph here at a temperature. This is T kelvins. At a temperature T Kelvin. Here this is the area indicates. This is the peak of the curve. Here indicates most probable kinetic energy. Most probable kinetic energy possessed by the reactant molecules. Most probable kinetic energy nothing but here that is the kinetic energy possessed by the here most of the molecules that is called as most probable kinetic energy, and it is difficult to find out it is energy of each molecule in a reaction mixture. That's why it says the fraction of the molecules possess most probable kinetic energy versus kinetic energy here. Then you will get this is a graph like this here, and this plot indicates here this is the most of the reactant molecules possess the energy of activation. Fraction of molecules possess energy of kinetic energy which is more than energy of activation, energy of activation. Then by rising temperature here, this curve becomes broadens. Nothing but here this curve shifted towards broadens like this, broadens. When the curve broadens here, that indicates that here this, when the curve it is broadens like this here, then that indicates that this is T plus 10 Kelvin at a higher temperature here. Then the most probable kinetic energy possessed by reactant molecules shifted towards the right side here. That indicates that is this area indicates most probable kinetic energy possessed by the additional molecules. Most probable kinetic energy possessed by the additional molecules. additional molecules. And here this graph indicates that here, as the temperature increases by 10 Kelvin, a temperature increases by 10 Kelvin here, and this graph becomes broadens and shifted towards right side here. That indicates here the most probable kinetic energy possessed by the reactant molecules doubles by increasing 10 Kelvin temperature. As a result here, a rate of reaction also becomes doubles. Okay, this is the importance of Boltzmann curves, Boltzmann-Maxwell curves, and this graph also called as Boltzmann and Maxwell curves. And Maxwell curves also indicates that here for a very 10 degree resident temperature here, the most probable kinetic energy possessed by reactant molecule doubles here. As a result here, the rate of reaction also doubles. Okay, this is the curve. This diagram also important for exam point of view. It is, that is a fraction of molecules versus it is kinetic energy. It is drawing a graph. It is. This is the information given by this Maxwell-Boltzmann curves. After this, it is the kinetic energy of a maximum fraction of molecules. The kinetic energy of maximum number of molecules in a reaction mixture is called as most probable kinetic energy. This is most probable kinetic energy. Then after this, it is Arrhenius studied about the Arrhenius equation here, gives an idea about the temperature dependence of a rate of a chemical reaction here. According to Arrhenius equation here, that is Arrhenius equation, K equal to, this is E, K equal to A into e to the power minus EA by RT here. Taking ln on both sides, we will get ln K equal to, this is ln A here, minus this is plus this is we will get ln here e to the power minus EA by RT, that is. But here this is ln E, that the value is equal to, it is this minus EA by RT here, it becomes, it is minus EA by RT. This is ln A minus EA by RT. This is equation 1. Then when here, but you are taken that when this equation is used at two different temperatures, this equation becomes ln K1 equal to ln A minus EA by RT1. For a particular reaction, A value is constant. It is. That's why this is ln A minus EA by RT1. Then that is at two different temperatures, that is at a higher temperature, ln K2 equal to, this is ln A minus this is EA by RT2. This is equation 1. This is equation 2. Here this is Arrhenius equation at a temperature T1 here, and this is Arrhenius equation at a temperature T2 here, and this is called as energy of activation here, and this is K1 K2 are called as two different rate constants at two different temperatures. Then subtracting equation 1 by 2, here subtracting equation 1 by 2, you will get ln K2 minus ln K1. Ln K2 minus ln K1 here, this is ln A minus ln A get cancels, you will get this is K2 equal to, this is EA by R, this is T2 minus EA by R T1. Then what is the common here? This is called ln K2 minus K1, nothing but this is ln here K2 by K1 is equal to, here this is log A minus log B, log A minus log B, log A by B here, that is ln, this is EA by R is common here, this is 1 by T2 minus 1 by T1. Then on simplification here, we are converting ln into log form, it is multiplied by 2.303 here, then it becomes a log K2 by K1 equal to, here this is EA by 2.303 into R. This is EA by 2.303 R divided by, this is 1 by T2 minus T1, nothing but this is T2 minus T1 by, this is T1 and T2. This is the one more way of writing Arrhenius equation. This is by using this equation, Arrhenius equation, here ln K versus that is EA by RT, here you will get a graph like this. This is called as ln K versus 1 by T. Here it is ln K versus 1 by T. We will get graph for this is like this. This is a graph like this, 1 by T. ln k here. This is called as a slope. Here slope equal to what? Here this is EA by, this is slope equal to minus EA by R. This is here slope equal to minus EA by R. This is called as ln, this is A. Ln A nothing but intercept. This is called intercept. This is called slope. Slope equal to minus EA by R. This is the graph. It is Arrhenius equation. This is okay. This is one more graph. It is here, and by using this, this is called as Arrhenius equation here. And based on this Arrhenius equation here, in examinations, we are asking about some problems based on this equation. By giving K2 and K1 and T2, T1, we are calculating energy of activation. Or by giving this is a T2, T1 and K1, we are and we are calculating the K2. Or by knowing this is energy of activation K2 and T1, T2, we are calculating a K1. Or by knowing K1, K2 and EA, we are calculating this is that is a T2. It is like that here. And this is the equation used to calculate energy of activation, temperature and rate constants of a reaction. It is okay. This is one of the one more form of writing Arrhenius. This is Arrhenius equation. Okay, this is the basic form of an equation. K equal to A into e to the power of minus A by RT. Yeah, this type of questions are asked in examinations for 2 marks. Write the Arrhenius equation, mention the terms. This is the rate constant. This is the Arrhenius factor here. This is e to the power of minus A by RT. This is called as a free exponential factor. This is, and this is called as energy of activation. This is called as gas constant R, and T nothing but temperatures. And taking log on both sides, we will get ln k equal to ln A minus A by RT here, and k value is constant for a particular reaction here. That's why at the temperature T1 equal to, this is the formula here. At 2 different temperatures, you will get this is T1 and K1 here, T2 and this is K2 here. Then by subtracting equation 1 by 2, you will get this. This is log K2 by K1 equal to EA by 2.303 R T2 minus T1 T1 T2. Okay. This is important equation regarding Arrhenius equation. Then after this here, by using this one here, we are calculating problems here, and the problems can be solved in next session. It is, since it requires more time for solving the problems here. Then all the problems are discussed in last session. It is, but after this one here, then you go for this one more, that is called as factor affecting rate of reaction. That is called as effect of catalyst. Effect of catalyst. Effect of catalyst on the rate of reaction. And effect of catalyst on the rate of reaction, here it is. And what is catalyst? First of all, a catalyst is a chemical substance which increases the rate of reaction without undergoing any chemical change. That is called as catalyst. And for example, here this is called as a potassium chlorate. Its name is potassium chlorate. Potassium chlorate. Decomposition of potassium chloride takes place in the presence of catalyst like MnO2. You will get 2 KCl and also 3 O2. This is 3 O2, and it is 2 KCl and 3 O2. This is here manganese dioxide acts as catalyst. This is MnO2 acts as catalyst for this reaction. Then similarly here, they according to this is catalyst theory here. A catalyst is a chemical substance which increases the rate of reaction without undergoing any chemical change, but it takes the reaction path, reaction in a new path. That is, if you draw that is diagram versus that is potential energy versus reaction coordinate. If you draw a graph that is coordinate. Reaction coordinate and potential energy gives, it is like this. This is a reaction coordinate versus this is called as reactant, this is called as products. This is, and this is about threshold energy here. This is called activated complex here, and this is called as energy of activation. This gap is called as, this is called as energy of activation. Energy of activation without catalyst. Energy of activation without catalyst. This is energy of activation. Energy of activation without catalyst. Without a catalyst. Then what is the function of catalyst here? A catalyst can decreases. A catalyst can decreases the energy of activation. For example, here this is with catalyst here, and without catalyst. Without catalyst, with catalyst, this is without catalyst. With catalyst, the reaction takes place in new path like this. If you are adding catalyst, the reaction takes place in new path like this. And this energy gap is there here. This energy gap nothing but this is energy of activation. And energy of activation here, which one has higher? That is, this is called without catalyst. This is energy of activation here. This with catalyst. With catalyst. Okay. Then this is with catalyst. By adding catalyst here, the reaction path takes in a new path. When the reaction takes place in new path by decreasing energy of activation here, then most number of molecules possess this lower activation as is more here. As a result, the rate of reaction goes on increases. Okay, this is the concept regarding effect of catalyst and the rate of reaction here. A catalyst is one here which increases rate of reaction without undergoing any permanent chemical change. And one more point regarding this catalyst is a catalyst can decreases energy of activation. When catalyst decreases energy of activation here, the more number of reactant molecules can attain this energy of activation and contain the products. As a result here, the catalyst increases rate of reaction. This diagram also important for 2 marks here in exam point of view. This is with catalyst is this is with catalyst. This is called without catalyst. This is without catalyst. Okay, like this. Okay. Here potential energy versus reaction coordinate diagram it is. Okay. This is important regarding effect of catalyst and the energy of activation. After this here we have one more theory regarding this is a cohesion theory here for a cohesion theory. According to collision theory here collision theory. According to collision theory here, atoms are considered as molecules. According to collision theory, atoms and molecules are considered as hard spheres. When atoms and molecules are considered hard spheres, atoms or molecules are considered as hard spheres. When these atoms or molecules are considered hard spheres here, then to form effective collision here, the molecule should satisfy two conditions. To form effective collisions here, the molecule should satisfy two conditions. One is here the molecule should have sufficient kinetic energy. Here, and the second point here, that colliding molecule should have proper orientation. These are the two factors which are essential for effective collisions. Whenever the molecules undergoes effective collisions here, that leads to formation of products, that the collision becomes fruitful. According to collision theory here, for the formation of products, for example, this is H2 plus I2 gives HI. For the formation of this HI product here, and these two molecules should collide each other. When these two molecules should collide each other with sufficient kinetic energy here, R1 is proper orientation, that leads to effective collisions. That's why here in a reaction mixture here, only that is some of the molecules have these two conditions, satisfy these two conditions here. That's why here all the collisions are not fruitful here, only some of the collisions are fruitful here, they can be contained into products here. And the molecules which do not have proper orientation and sufficient kinetic energy here, they fall back into reaction mixture here and they remain as reactants. Okay, this is the concept regarding that is a cohesion theory it is. And here proper orientation, sufficient kinetic energy is nothing but here, according to Arrhenius equation here, K equal to A into e to the power minus EA by RT, where A nothing but Arrhenius factor. According to this is cohesion theory here, there is a K equal to here, there is a Z into AB here, e to the power minus EA by RT. Here EA by RT nothing but a fraction of molecules. EA by RT nothing but a fraction of molecules having kinetic energy greater than or equal to energy of activation. And ZAB nothing but this is called as frequency factor. This is a frequency factor. And the frequency factor nothing but the molecules which have sufficient kinetic energy here to form the products. It is that is called as frequency factor. Then to become effective cohesions, here one more condition is more important, that is called as the proper orientation of molecules. And to introduce proper orientation of molecules, here one more factor P is introduced here. That P is called as this is, that is K equal to P into Z into AB, and this is E minus EA by RT. This is called as probability factor, where P is called probability factor and ZAB is called as a frequency factor. And these two, one is with sufficient kinetic energy, other one should have this proper orientation of molecules. This is called a probability factor. When the molecules here, molecules which satisfy these two conditions here, and those molecules becomes it is reactive according to products it is. Okay. And also here, what is this is a cohesion frequency here. This is called cohesion frequency. This is called as a probability factor. Probability factor nothing but the proper orientation of molecules here, and this is called as cohesion frequency here. Cohesion frequency nothing but number of collisions takes place. Number of collisions per second. Number of collisions per second per unit volume in a reaction mixture is called as cohesion frequency. Here comparing, this is cohesion theory and Arrhenius theory here. According to Arrhenius theory here, A nothing but frequency factor here. According to cohesion theory here, P into ZAB, and nothing but one is probability factor or one is cohesion frequency here, and these two values are equal to this frequency factor, Arrhenius factor this. And in this Arrhenius equation here, minus A by RT indicates that is fraction of molecules having kinetic energy equal to or greater than energy of activation. This is the importance of minus A by RT it is. And this is the two here factors, one is the probability factor, other one is the cohesion frequency here. What is cohesion frequency? Cohesion frequency nothing but number of collisions per second. Number of collisions per second per unit volume of a reaction mixture is called as cohesion frequency here, and proper orientation of molecules to form effective cohesion, that is called as probability factor. And these two factors are important for effective cohesions, and that leads to fruitful cohesions it is. This is a theory regarding cohesion theory regarding formation of products, reacting according to products it is. I hope you are understanding these concepts very well here. One is this is a more important thing here, Arrhenius equation here, and one more is called as the probability factor P here, other one is cohesion frequency here, and cohesion frequency nothing but the number of cohesions per second per unit volume of a reaction mixture, and probability factor nothing but proper orientation of molecules are important for the effective cohesions. And if the molecules are oriented in an improper manner, if a molecules are oriented in improper manner, like this is H and this is I, this is H and H, and this is called as I and I here, and that leads to formation of HI and HI. If molecules are like this is H2 here, this is H2 here, and this is called as H2 nothing but like this H2, and this is H like this, and H2, and this is called as I2 here, this is I2, this is like this, this is I2, H2 plus I2 here, and this is I2, this is H2 here. This is called as improper orientation, and improper orientation that does not give products, but proper orientation of molecules gives products. That's why here for the formation of products here, the two factors are more important here. One is the molecule should have sufficient kinetic energy here. The second one is a proper orientation of molecules. These are the two factors responsible here and are more important here for effective cohesions to form products. Okay, this is about the cohesion frequency here. But cohesion frequency have one demerit here, that is nothing but, and it ignores the shape of the molecules. It ignores the shape of the molecules, structure of the molecules here, but here it considers atoms and molecules are called as hard spheres. This is one of the demerit of cohesion theory. In the next session here we will discuss about it is some of the numerical problems based on chemical kinetics like half-life period and first order reaction and also the Arrhenius equation. Okay, thank you. In the next class we will discuss about the problems. Thank you, friend.